Okay? So from its name, double hashing. So it's also hashing, pero dalawang beses tayo mag-hash. Okay? Kumbaga sa pagkain, pinangat. Pinangatlong ulit, di ba? Okay. So sa double hashing, we use a hash function for the decrement value. Okay? Halimbawa, we have the hash key sub I, which is equal to h1 key minus h2 key times I. Anong ibig sabihin ng h1 key at pati yung h2? So h1 and h2 represent the hash functions. Okay? So halimbawa ito. So ito yung original, okay, h1, and then h2 will be the second hash function. Okay? Now, sabi niya dito, yung key and I will refer to the key value and then the position. Okay? So, now, the decrement is a function of the key. So, the slots visited by the hash function will vary even if the initial slot was the same. Okay? This technique also avoid clustering. Now, take note. In this example, we use this hash function. Pero, in reality, when you say double hashing, walang definite na function or meaning yung pagpili ng hash function will again arbitrary, it will depend on you. May iba ang ginagawa nila, yung iba yung ginagawa nila, 'di ba, may hash key ka, nag-hash tayo ng key, may resulta. May ibang ginagawa nila yung resulting value i-hash ulit. So that makes it double hashing. Okay? Parang ano 'yun parang yung output ng unang hash, yun ang input ng pangalawang hash. May iba naman, ang gagawin nila is, gaya nito, dalawang hash dalawang hash function ang ginamit. Okay? For the same key. Tapos dito, nag-create ng decrement. Okay? So, again, the choice of the function will depend on you. Okay? Kung paano. So, ang problema dito, mainly is that the practice is slower than quadratic probing because you need to evaluate the second hash function. Remember, sa quadratic probing kasi, nag-hash ka ng value tapos magdadagdag ka lang, magpe-perform ka ng same hashing. Dito kasi dalawang hash function na yung ine-evaluate. So medyo matrabaho, mas complex. Okay? So tingnan natin to example na to. Let key x be the stored in element f of x is equal to t of the array. So remember yung original natin kanina. So let's say we have 65. Okay? So ang gagawin natin is we define a second hash function f of t x is equal to d. And we attempt to store the key in the array elements t plus d mod n. So kung yung 65 ay nasa 5, so that will be 5 plus d mod n. Ang question, ano yung magiging d natin? No? As I've said, depende sa inyo kung paano. Halimbawa, may isa ka pang hash function. Kasi remember sa quadratic, nag-add lang tayo dito. No? Pero ito, another function to. So we need to compute for that value bago makuha yung sagot. Okay? But the idea is the same. Kagaya nung sa linear probing and quadratic probing, ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong mga collision, what we do is we get that value, the location, the address, plus the value of the second hash function. And then we mod n. Okay? So let's try this example. Assuming na yung ating second hash function is given by r minus x mod r, where r is a prime number, which is less than n. Okay. So remember the value 65. Okay. Initially, first hash function natin, t is equal to 5. So it was hashed to 5. Unfortunately, 5 is already occupied. So we now perform let f of tx is equal to 11 minus x mod 11. Again, yung r na yon, which is 11, is a prime number less than n. So here, we chose 11, which is a prime number less than 15. Okay? So therefore, f of 2, 65, is 65, ito yung key natin, is equal to d equal to 1. O paano nangyari yun? 65 mod 11 is 55, tama? So 65 minus 55, so that's 10. And then 11 minus 10 is 1. Okay, so yun ang sagot niya. So therefore, tignan natin yun. T plus D, so 5 plus 1, that is 6. Occupied na siya. So we perform ulit. So that will become plus 1 uli. So T plus 2D. So 2 times 1. So that's 2. So 5 plus 2 is 7. It's not occupied. So doon tayo pupunta. Okay. Now, how about if we have 29? So 29, let's say, so kasi sabi doon 14. So that's 29 minus 22. So that's 7. 11 minus 7 is 4. Okay, so that is 4. So therefore, originally si 29 ay nakatago sa, ayun, so 14. Tama nga, 14. Okay. Okay. So ilalagay natin siya sa 14. Wala namang problem kasi siya yung una, no? So, pero ang mapansin nyo, no? Nagkakaroon tayo ng extra effort to process the second hash function. Okay. Now, let's try to use 16 naman. Okay. So, si 16 ay sa 1. Again, wala tayong kaso dyan, wala tayong problem. Pero ito, just in case, no, na merong nakalagay doon, ito yung magiging gagamitin. But in this example, wala namang naka-occupy doon. So, we just use 1. Now, how about 14? So, remember 14 ay occupied already. Yung position 14 na yan. And we know in the previous example na si 14 ay synonym. So, therefore, gamitin natin itong double hashing na ito. That will become 14 mod 11. Okay, so that's 3, tama? 11 minus 3 is 8. So, si 14, which is originally hash sa 14 plus 8. Bakit nasa 0? Tama ba? Bakit na? 8 ang ano natin, di ba? Dali ha, check ko. Parang mali yung example. 14 mod 11 minus 3. So 8. And then 14, kasi ito yun. So tama, 14 plus. Sandali. May mali ako. 14 mod 15 pa lang. 14 mod 15 is 14. So tama. Plus 8. 14 plus 8. 22. Okay. So 22. So mod 15. Nakukuha niyo ako? Nagigets niyo ako? Again, originally si 14 ay dapat nandito. We perform the double hashing. Sabi natin 14 mod 11 is 3. 11 minus 3 is 8. Now, following the double hashing, principle sa example natin, you have 14 plus 8. So that's 14 plus 8 is 22 mod 15. So meron tayong 7. Okay? So kung ibibilang natin dito sa 7, ay occupied na pala yung 7. Okay? So anong gagawin natin? We now use the second part, 14 plus 2 times 8. So that is 14 plus 2 times 8, 16 is 30 mod n. Okay? So ang resulta niyan ay 0 nga ba? Tama? So dito siya ngayon babagsak. Okay? So kaya nandito siya sa 0. Nakuha ba? Na-gets ba? Okay? Dali. Okay. So, with double hashing, you apply a second hash function. Okay. So, ito yung complete. No? Now, mapapansin nyo that in this example, meron tayong infinite loop. Okay? So, ito yung, let's say yung 127. Originally, balikan natin si 127 kung saan siya mapupunta. Si 127 ay dapat nasa 7. Okay? Original siya dyan. Ha? So, we perform 127. Sorry. Quadratic pala yun. Ito tayo. So, 127 ay dapat nandito sa 7, but it is occupied. So, anong gagawin natin? We perform the double hashing. Paano yun? 127 mod 11. So, 11. So, 127 minus, tama ba? 122 yun. So, 11 times 11, 121 pala. 127 minus 121. So, So, 6, 11 minus 6, meron tayong 5. Sorry. Bakit? O yun, tama. Ito pala yun. Yun. T5. Para sa 99 pala yan. Okay? So, we now have 5. Okay? Now, kung check natin yan, so that 7 plus 5 is 12. Tama? Kasi base dito, no? So, 7 plus 5, 12. Kaso, pagdating sa 12, ay occupied na rin. So, anong gagawin natin? 2 times 5. So, kukunin natin to. That's 10 plus 7, 27. So, may matitirang 12. So, pagdating sa 12, occupied na. So, ikot ka na naman. So, babalik ka sa 7, tapos 12 ulit. So, paikot-ikot ka lang. So, that's what we call the infinite. So, ito yung sinasabi nating problema, no? Na magkakaroon tayo ng infinite loop at hindi tayo matitigil o mahihinto. Okay? So, may problem tayo ngayon dito. Okay. So, how do we solve that problem? Okay? So, remember, yung solutions natin solve previous problem, pero eventually, nag-create ng panibagong problem. So, ang solution dito, kapag nagkakaroon ng infinite loop, is to perform what we call rehashing. Okay?